Well, let's get things underway with the final race for X30 Senior, the opening round of the Yame Series Benelux season here in 2024. It's the B final. Let's have a look at the starting grid. François Delati and Thibaut Guélad will be alongside on the front row. Row 2, it's the UK and France with Jack Nettleship and Yves Prouvost. Mieke Vos and Casper Norman from the Netherlands and Denmark round out row 3, and it's an all-Belgian row 4 with Tyrone Kinard and Raphael Dahl. Rhys Newburn and Tobias Norman from the UK and Denmark round out the top 10 ahead of Jules Van Hul. Gaetan de Brabandera, Roxanne Lettinga. We have Keanu Wellens in 14th. Simon Lacroix and Victor Louis, who may have been a little bit further up the order had they not had dramas during the heat stages. They round out row 8. Liana Couture and Job Muller round out row 9. Completing the top 20 is Rima Blanc and Roberto Baz. Max Storm, Kevin Bakker, Christopher Bingham, Charlie Gloom, Jens Buesart, Jeroen van Duivenvoorde. Round out the top 26. Sean Hogan I haven't seen across the start-finish line yet. Due to start 27th ahead of Rafael Linders with Philip Svensson and Thomas van Vliet rounding out the top 30. Tayo Vliegen from Thailand and Oliver Fe round out the top 16 rows with Annabelle Bryan, Devin Singer, Hearn de Rooij and Jack Buckley rounding out the 36-strong grid. So, folks, just a quick reminder, we go an hour forward overnight as we head on to Easter Sunday, and you'll be able to catch all the live streaming action from around about 1 tomorrow afternoon, when we'll get underway with the first set of qualifying heats for Mini Rookie X30 Master and Senior Cup, along with the introduction for 2024 for Yame Series Benelux of the KA 100 classes 148 and 158 here at Quartier des Fagnes in Mariembourg. So it looks like 3 drivers might not have made it out onto the starting grid, so there could be a little space where François Delati was due to start, but we will wait to see as the drivers make their way towards the final right-hander. So the drivers now enter into the tram lines for the final race of X30 Senior for this opening round out of 5. Revs rise, lights are on, lights are out, we're underway. And it's going to be a call. Well, I'm not too sure who got through. It might have been possibly Prouvost that got through, threaded the eye of the needle through into the first corner and took the race lead. Looks to be Jack Nettleship in second position on the TB carts as they are coming through into turn 3 for the opening time. One has just been caught out compromised and has caused a little bit of a drama behind through the mid part of turn number 3 as they head towards Chemin de Fer. There are carts all over the place a little bit further back at turn 3. As the first few seconds tick away here in this final race for X30 Senior, the B final. And then they will have to wait until the second round of the championship season as the drivers make their way through into the double right-hander. And we will find out who will be leading, but it is Jack Nettleship in second, closing in on the race leader after the opening lap. Nettleship goes for the race lead and gets it through at turn number 1. So Nettleship from the United Kingdom through ahead of the looks to be, catch the number, it is the 306, that is Francis Prouvost, and then we've got Casper Norman from Denmark in the 341 rounding out the top 3 positions. A few drivers have dropped a little bit further down the order. Jeroen van Duivenvoorde and Thomas van Vliet, as there is the move from Norman. Norman up the inside of Prouvost to now take second position. So Jack Nettleship leads the way as we have 12.5 minutes of this race still to go. Battle a little bit further back for 4th, 5th and 6th. Looks like Mieke Vos is currently in 4th position in the 284 and has got Thibaut Guélad just up the inside and gets through. He uses a little bit of curbing to rotate the kart through that very fast turn 1 and manages to cover off Mieke Vos rather nicely. Rafael Dow is just in the mix there as well. Up the inside goes him. Up the inside of the 284 of Mika Vos. I think also maybe Tyrone Kinaert has also made it through. But Jack Nettleship, after the opening couple of tours of this circuit here at Mariembourg, is leading, and he's starting to stride away into the distance. He's the 275 from the United Kingdom. So 11 minutes in the quarter still to go, plus an additional lap. There's the 2:16 trying to close on in. But at the minute, that's not quite happening. Victor Louis, who could have been in the A final earlier on this afternoon, but with 11 minutes still to go, it's 3 wide into turn 1. Up the inside goes Victor Louis. A sign of the pace that we have seen at flashes during the course of the weekend, but still able to make it 3 wide. Up the inside, nice and neatly done by Victor Louis from Belgium. He was already up 4 places by the end of the first couple of laps, as we have still 10.5 minutes on the timer still to go. Victor Louis now up into 8th place. Maybe has just managed to get past the 2:31 of Gaetan de Brabandera and has got through. So Victor Louis will not be satisfied until maybe getting to the sharp end of the field by the end of 10 minutes and 15 seconds, plus an additional lap of racing here in the final race for X30 Senior this weekend. So 9 minutes and 48 seconds still to go. Victor Louis is on a charge, on a mission right now. And those in front better watch what's happening behind them. There's the top 3. So it's Jack Nettleship versus Casper Norman from Denmark and Ile Prouveau from France. So that's your top 3 at the moment. Tyrone Kinaert rounds out the top 4 ahead of Rafael Dow. Victor Louis has also, last time around, set the fastest lap of the race, a 56.207. And is gaining. Could the Belgian driver manage to get through and try and get past? So So 8 minutes and 20 seconds plus an additional lap still to go. And there is still time on Victor Louis' side. And Victor Louis is not giving up at all by any stretch of the imagination. There are the top 3, Nettleship, Norman and Prouveau rounding out the top 3. Victor Louis is 4th and he's catching. Victor Louis is on an absolute mission to make up for what has happened over the past day and a half. Victor Louis has got the bit firmly between the teeth and also the fire lit very much in the belly to go after those in front. He's already got through it. He's already going to try and put a move on Ile Prouveau for the 3rd position, but then Nettleship has been defending, but Norman up the inside through on the 2nd from last corner. And there goes Casper Norman from Denmark through on Jack Nettleship to take the lead. But look at what toe we're going to see from Victor Louis. Right behind in the wheel tracks of Ile Prouveau. Prouveau goes out and it's going to be 3 wide again, and that's 2 for the price of 1. Victor Louis, c'est magnifique encore pour le pilote belge qui fait une attaque. C'est 4e jusqu'à 2e position. So there we go. Jack Nettleship up from 4th, 3 wide, up the inside, again showcasing his prowess around this circuit. And now there's only Casper Norman to get past. He's going to launch it up the inside, through at Chemin de Fer, and that is now the race lead, courtesy of Victor Louis, who started, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it again, 16th on the grid. Now with 6.5 minutes to go, now leads. So 6.25 minutes remaining, and Victor Louis has sprung from 16th on the grid and is now in the race lead. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Belgian driver. But Casper Norman is not that far behind, about 2.5 tenths of a second or so. Prouveau has been passed for third. Looks like Thierry Quinard, well, no, it might be, well, let's just see. Jack Nettleship is outside of the podium places. At one point was leading, and now finds himself outside of the top 5. And up the inside, there's a change. That's the race lead. Victor Louis loses out to Casper Norman and has got up the inside. That was, I think that was Thierry Quinard that got through in the 2:66. So Victor Louis was leading, now is P3. So over the line they come to complete another lap. It's Casper Norman that leads the way. Second is Thierry Quinard, Victor Louis, Il Prouveau, and then it is Gaëtan de Brabandera as there's a move up the inside. Prouveau up the inside through on Louis, and Louis could lose another position by the inside of turn number 4. Louis holds on round the outside and keeps it there and stays ahead of de Brabandera, who's got Raphael Dowd just behind. And it's actually, drama's there. That is the 2:75 Jack Nettleship. Nettleship was a little bit further up the order, but now he's dropped a few more places. But it is Casper Norman from Denmark who is leading. Coming up to the last 4 minutes and 35 seconds of day 2 here for IAME Series Benelux. And day 3 will conclude the Easter bank holiday weekend. Up the inside, through at turn 1. And that's an exchange of position. So Victor Louis back up into P3. Thierry Quinard now leads up the inside, through on Casper Norman, starts defending through turn number 3 with 4 minutes and 11 seconds still remaining on the timer. Into the 90 left here at turn 4. Quinard defends against Norman. And Louis is closing in. Down into Chemin de Fer, up the inside, Louis goes through at turn 6 and retakes second position. It's a game of cat and mouse right now because Thierry Quinard has a slender advantage ahead of Victor Louis. So it is a Belgian 1-2 at the moment. It's a Belgian 1-2 at the moment. Denmark in third, France in fourth, as we count the seconds down to 0. A great, enticing, exciting way to end day 2 here, as up the inside through on Casper Norman. That's Il Prouveau from France, retakes third place. But Victor Louis has the crosshairs quite clearly pointed. And up the inside through at turn 3, it's side by side for the race lead. And Louis is through. Great opportunistic move from Victor Louis, and through out of turn 4, he's got a 4-kart length lead down into Chemin de Fer at turn 6. And again, he's sideways whilst under braking. So Victor Louis retakes the race lead. I'm sure that the team at RSD Karting will have loved that one. It was poetry in motion to see the move down at Chemin de Fer on the previous lap, and then to retake the race lead out of turn number 3, side by side with Thierry Quinard. But it's going to be very much the case of how big is the lead that Victor Louis has now opened up. Another lap in the books. Lead now nearly 4.5 tenths of a second. As Quinard now battling away with Prouveau and also Norman. So Casper Norman from Denmark, hopefully trying to go for a podium, was leading at one point until everything was turned upside down and on its head. So Victor Louis leads with just over 2 minutes to go. Thierry Quinard leading just behind in a Belgian 1-2. Il Prouveau rounding out the top 3 for France. Casper Norman in 4th. Raphael Daou now ahead of Gaetan de Brabandera. Tobias Norman also in the top 10. 7th place ahead of Roxane Latinga, Thibault Gilad and Rhys Newburn from the UK round out the top 10. And the laps are counting down, so is the clock. And Victor Louis still trying to keep a little bit of a distance between himself and Thierry Quinard. There's there's going to be a yellow flag, I think, at Marshall Post 11. There is a green flag waving at Marshall Post 12. Jack Nettleship might be out. Christopher Bingham looks to be out as well. In the 275 and the 303, the two Brits. Their B final has come to an abrupt end, it looks like. So 31 drivers still circulating. Victor Louis' lead was nearly 5.5 tenths of a second after what was pretty much 13 laps. We're on lap number 14 of this B final for X30 Senior. Victor Louis still leads. 41 seconds on the timer remains as we have a little bit of a 2 and 8 coming through into turn 1. We are on to the penultimate lap of this race and also of the race day here for day 2 out of 3. Move up the inside through turn 3. That was on the 3:53 of Tobias Norman. Roxane Lantinga getting through from the Netherlands and gets up another position. That's 6 for Roxane Lantinga in the 3:57, now up into 7th place. But next time around, it'll be the last lap of day 2, as Victor Louis still continues to have both hands firmly grasped on the race lead as the timer has expired. One more lap to go. Victor Louis will go across the line. Last lap underway as Victor Louis slides his way into turn number 1 of this 1,380 metre circuit. So we've also lost Philip Svensson from Norway in the dying stages of the race on lap 12. But Victor Louis leads the way and goes into turn 4 for the final time. Thierry Quinard in second. Il Prouveau rounds out the top 3. Casper Norman at 1 point leading, but now having to possibly more than likely settle for 4th place. But when it was all said and done, the dust is going to settle ahead of tomorrow. But it's going to be Victor Louis from RSD Karting. Le Belge qui gagne ici dans le final B de X30 Senior. Victor Louis qui gagne ici en Belgique. So Victor Louis wins the B final by just over 7.5 tenths of a second. And it was a Belgian 1-2. Thierry Quinard taking second ahead of Il Prouveau from France in 3rd. Casper Norman takes has to basically settle for 4th place. Gaetan de Brabandera takes 5th, having started 12th ahead of Raphael Daou, Roxane Lantinga, Tobias Norman, Thibault Gilad and Simon Lacroix round out the top 10. There is your race winner, making his way down, just letting everyone go past, including Tayo Fliegen from Thailand. So Louis wins the race. From 11th down, we go to Rhys Newburn, Jules Van Huel, Koen de Roy, Ilana Couture and Annabelle Bryan rounding out the top 15. Mika Vos, Roberto Bas, Keanu Valens, Charlie Gloom and Raphael Linders rounding out the top 20. Job Muller, Jens Beusert rounds out 21st and 22nd respectively ahead of Riemer Blanc. Max Storm, Kevin Bakker, Davin Singer, Iro van Duivenvoorde, Thomas Van Vliet, Tayo Vliegen and Oliver Fay rounds out the 30 that completed the that finished the race. Philip Svensson, Jack Nettleship, Christopher Bingham, unfortunately out on laps 12 and 11 respectively. Also Francois Delati, Sean Hogan and Jack Buckley unfortunately retiring from the race. But there is the winner at the back end of the field into pit lane. It's Victor Louis that wins the B final for X30 Senior.